Today's only the second day of a phased reopening for parts of West Maui, more than 2 months after the deadly wildfire destroyed homes and claimed lives. Casey Lund is live on Maui this morning to speak to the mayor and to see how this is going. Casey?
Yeah, good morning. It's certainly a challenging time for those communities beyond Lahaina and, of course, all the people that lost so much in those fires back on August 8th. But the date set by the governor for the restart of tourism in that part of the island was yesterday. So, yeah, as you mentioned, Grace, we're here in the second day. We're here in Wailuku at the county building because we have Maui County Mayor Richard Bissen. I thank you for being with us today. Before we kind of address some of the concerns of community members ahead of the reopening, I just wanted you to kind of walk us through how this is working and really what has changed on Sunday, the October 8th.
Yeah, aloha. Thank you for having me. I think what's changed mostly for us is we have a plan to move forward with the Office of Recovery that we set up. We are interested in making sure we can get housing, stabilized housing for our residents, and we want to get out into and have some listening sessions with our community so we can best serve them.
I know this is a question that most people want to ask is if you agree with that date that was set by the governor, or do you think that was a mistake setting the October 8th date?
Yeah, I think the governor had a tough decision to make as far as when to start back, because we have to have that balance of jobs as well as, of course, considering the concerns of the community. I mean, any date, would have been a tough date to justify with one side or the other. So I think you make the decision, you move forward, and what we've done is dealt with that date in a phased setting so that we can best prepare our community for what's coming. Similar to, I think, the way tourists want to plan their trip and when's a good time to come, we likewise want to make sure that we are also planning that appropriately.
And Mayor, I apologize, we're having a little bit of a mic issue, so we're going to switch to this. I did want to also ask you what your message is to those visitors that are coming in. I know that the county as well as the state doing some messaging to make sure that they're respectful when they come here. What's your message to incoming tourists?
You took my word, being respectful. We put out some videos to try to get ahead of this. So we've been dealing with the community, wanting to make sure that they are put at ease. But mostly we want the visitor to know that when you come here, there are people that are dealing with loss and grief. And please be compassionate towards them. Please understand the situation they're in. They may be staying at the same hotel you're staying in. They may be the very person, obviously, that's serving you. So just keep that in mind when you come here. Be sensitive about what kind of photographs you want to take. Follow our instructions out on the west side, which is to not pull over on the side of the road. Just really be respectful, understanding the conditions that we're under.
I also wanted to ask you your message to those folks that you mentioned that are staying in some of those resorts beyond Lahaina that may be worried with those visitors coming in, they'll be forced out. The governor has said multiple times that he's not going to let that happen, but obviously people have some concerns. What do you want to say to them?
That's the number one issue that people are dealing with right now, which is why the phased opening was put in place. Stability. Where do I go tomorrow? Where do I go next week? And that's what we're working on. I know the governor's office is working on the exact same thing. We want to make sure people understand that there will be housing for everyone who's been displaced.
I also wanted to ask what is available to those people as far as mental health services. I know you have some literature, some resources here, making sure that those folks are supported through this.
Yeah, we have representatives from the Department of Health on the west side at the clinic that's next to the Lahaina Civic Center, so people can walk in there. I also understand there are services available through Red Cross and through other agencies at the hotels that our displaced families are staying at.
And while I have you here, Mayor, too, I want to ask you, we're standing in front of the county building. This is another area where folks can come get their vehicle passes. Can you talk to us about kind of what's on the docket as far as re-entry for some of those zones and where we're at with that?
Yeah, we're excited that we're able to open more zones. I'm going to refer Daryl Oliveira. He's our main person, and he'll set the pace and the tone as to how many, but he's informed me that we're able to get more people out there into their various zones, and we're looking forward to people being able to return to their properties.
Just want to give you one opportunity to just speak to the entire community that's really struggling to heal. This is your home as well. What do you want to say to people that are still hurting, that might be frustrated with decisions that are made to kind of reassure them that their interests are top of mind?
The first I want to tell them is we understand what they're going through. This is a tough time for our community, especially those on the west side, but really the whole island is impacted by this. Everyone knows somebody who is impacted. We want them to know that we are here to help. We are here to provide the housing, the stability that they're looking for, and while balancing the return of our visitors to the island. But our focus is really on our residents, and we want them to know that we have their interests top of mind.
And then just lastly, I want to ask, is there anything that the county needs more from the federal government, from our leaders in Congress as we continue to move forward this really difficult healing process?
Yeah, of course, this is going to be a long recovery. I think we all understand that. We're in the phase now where EPA is finishing up. They've gone through more than half of the properties. When they get to the businesses, it's going to take a little bit longer, but we'll definitely need the help of the Army Corps of Engineers and the FEMA organization as we start to do the debris cleanup, the next phase. So yeah, we're asking and continuing patience from our community, who has done a fabulous job. Really, they have. They've risen to the occasion. Everyone's pulled together. So the message is let's continue working together.
Yeah, very good. Mayor Richard Bissen, appreciate your time this morning. Again, that restart of tourism, the date set by the governor, October 8th. There is some messaging when visitors come into the Kahului Airport as well as out on Lahaina Bypass Road. Again, reminding folks not to pull over and enter those burn zones in Lahaina. For now, we'll send things back to Grace on Oahu.
Good reminder. All right, thanks, Casey, and to the mayor as well. All right, we have